Hi, this is my final speech. Here's my audience. And my topic is why NHL players are the toughest of the big four professional sports. That includes basketball, baseball, football, and hockey. Toughness means a lot of things. It includes durability. NationalArmsRace.com did a study to see how much action actually occurred in professional sports during a season. The NFL, over the course of a 60-minute game, is on TV for 3 hours and 5 minutes. Of that, only 11 minutes of action actually occur. Over the course of a whole season, you're looking at 3 hours and 40 minutes of total action in the NFL. Major League Baseball is 9 innings. 2 hours and 58 minutes on TV to get through a game, only of which 18 minutes are action. Over the course of a season, that's 54 hours and 18 minutes for Major League Baseball. The NBA is a 48-minute game, 2 hours and 18 minutes over the course of TV, and a full 48 minutes of action. Over the course of a whole NBA season, that's 88 hours of action in the NBA. And the NHL is a 60-minute game. There's 2 hours and 20 minutes of TV time, 60 of which is in-game action, and 110 total action hours for the season. That's 22 more than the next closest, the NBA, and over 106 more hours of total action than the NFL. Toughness is also difficulty, mental, training. You have to be prepared for your sport. ESPN.com did a study of over 60 sports using 10 categories with a points value of 1 to 10 for 100 total points to rank how difficult a sport was. Of the big four, all of them finished in the top 10. Baseball finished 9th, NBA 4th, NFL 3rd, and the NHL 2nd. The NHL was one of 2 sports that finished with over 70 points, finishing just a point shy of the top sport, boxing, for most difficult sport. Now, all these sports, you see injuries, knee injuries, ankle injuries. You'll see some shoulder injuries and head injuries. The severity and the type of injuries really depend on the sport. Baseball, more of a shoulder and knee injury, ankle injury sport. Basketball, mostly knees and ankles because of the nature of the sport. But football and hockey are physical. You're using your body to physically stop another person from doing something. So there are many more, particularly head injuries, in these 2 sports. The equipment in hockey to protect you, you have a helmet. You don't have a face mask like in football. Some of them wear a visor, but that doesn't offer a ton of protection just for your eyes, really. It wasn't until 1979 that they even started wearing helmets in hockey. And in 1959 that the goalies started wearing helmets. So the sport was played for a full 42 years before even the goaltenders, whose job it was to get in front of this puck and stop it, didn't wear helmets. You have some additional padding across your whole body to take up some of the collisions and when the puck is shot and you get in the way. But it still allows you to move and be free, so it's not an intense level of padding to restrict you at all. Unlike the other 3 sports, though, you have 2 razor-sharp blades attached, 1 to each foot, that you're skating around on. And these blades, of course, being razor-sharp, can cause some injury. You're also handed a stick. You have a bat in baseball, you hit the ball, the bat's out of the play. In hockey, you're constantly carrying that stick with you. And there's a constant chance of using it to either slash another player. It could end up hitting another player in the face. Injuries occur with the sticks all the time. As I mentioned, you're wearing blades. You're moving faster because of this. You're generating speeds of 25 to 35 miles an hour. Football players are generally running around 15 to 20. So using simple math, force equals mass times acceleration, you can see the collisions in hockey are much greater. The puck is also moving at a high rate of speed. Like baseball, where the ball is moving 80 to 100 miles an hour for a pitch, the puck can move 80 to 100 miles an hour with a shot. Only, unlike baseball players, who are just trying to hit it and avoid getting hit themselves, hockey players throw their bodies in the way of that puck without regard for their safety. It could strike a leg, an arm, or if you're unlucky, even get you in the face. Another unique aspect of hockey is fighting. The other sports will have some skirmishes. The players will leave the benches and push around. Hockey has one-on-one fights. This could lead to a lot more injuries. And a long time before they start restricting the fights. Players even used the sticks they carried in these fights to hit each other. A few examples of the toughness of some of the players in the NHL. You've heard countless stories of players losing teeth, pulling them out on the bench, picking them up off the ice, a stick hitting them in the face, getting slashed in the arm. But here's some really extreme examples of NHL toughness. In 1989, Clint Malarchuk, goaltender for the Buffalo Sabres, was struck by a skate blade. As I mentioned, they're razor sharp, and it sliced right through his jugular. Malarchuk nearly died on the ice, but in true NHL tough guy fashion, returned less than a week later to continue practicing and only missed 5 games. The toughness also moves off the ice. In 2009, Newsday.com had a story about New York Islanders' Brandon Witt, who, while making a coffee run before the game, was struck by an SUV while crossing the street. Brandon Witt got up, refused medical service, didn't even call the cops to the situation. He got back to the rink, practiced, and played that night. One of the toughest players in the NHL history, though, both on and off the ice, is Mario Lemieux. You can go to NHL.com and read about the 92-93 NHL season in which Mario was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. He missed 2 months of the season that year, and on the day of his final treatment, walked out of treatment, drove right to the hockey rink, and played his game. Over the course of that season, even with missing 2 months, Mario Lemieux ended up the points leader for the NHL. A true example of how tough some of the NHL players can be. Thank you.